So, how'd everyone's search go?
I went all over Raisin District, but none of the ruins really caught my eye.
So, you got nothing.
Come on, don't say it like that. Oh, I stopped by Tao's place. It was buried under a mountain of books.
Watch him literally be piled under a bunch of books. And
Why didn't you help?
He's just like, oh look, Tao is swimming in the pile of books. He must love those bound
I'll
pages.
leave you to your weird fetish. Help, Lent.
Yeah, watch him have gone on his tippy toes to try to pull something off the shelf,
Yeah.
and a bunch of them fell on top of
He
him.
just got IKEA cabineted.
Mm-hmm. In any case. I see. Claudia, what about you? I checked Old Town and the flooded areas for anything that looked old, but nothing really stuck out. Yeah, the area's gone through so many demolitions and rebuildings over the centuries. I went through the forest areas and the empty shoreline areas, but I didn't find any ruins.
For my part, I checked the port and the boating districts, and I too found nothing.
Maybe this actually isn't what we're supposed to use as the key.
After spending all this time running around, I sure hope we weren't just chasing our own tails. Oh, good, you're all here. I found out how to use the key.
What? Really?
Oh, that was fast. Like, plot convenience fast. How's it work? It's exactly what you thought. The monument on Trap Hill.
Huh? But we looked all over, and we couldn't find a keyhole.
Then you must have missed it. There's a divot on the monument. Just put the key in and it activates.
We tried that already.
Huh?
We found the divot, and the key fit perfectly. We tried turning it every which way, and nothing.
Oh, really? That's strange. Right here it says that you have to... If Ryza tried that, perhaps the key or the slaughter too eroded after all this time. Gosh, that'd be awful. After everything we went through to find it.
In that case, why don't we just try to fix it? After all, what's alchemy for, right?
They must have used the most advanced alchemy they had to make it. Really think you can repair it?
I'm not gonna repair it. I'm gonna improve it and restore the power we felt when we first found it.
An interesting idea, if a bit ambitious, but very well. Proceed as you see fit.
Just leave it to me. Angie's poring over her books.
Want to try some?
Sure, what do you have?
Cream soda.
Cream soda.
True key. Pinor key. Well, this is easy. They don't drink cream sodas very often. They're mostly just kind of sugary.
I mean, in general, people are supposed to be discouraged from drinking soda. Oh.
Yeah, we barely drink soda, though.
Mm-hmm. It's a treat for us. Ooh, so all it really looks like is it's gilded.
We just needed to paint it gaudy colors and it'd be good to go again.
Right, because beforehand it was just silver.
It looked like a magical artifact beforehand. Now this looks like you hang it over a baby.
Did you ever have a pinwheel?
I don't think so. Wait, I had a something. It was like a dome thing that my mother would put over a blanket in, like, the living room.
Yeah.
But not like the thing that would go above, like, the crib.
It wasn't a pinwheel. I'm trying to... There's this very, very specific name for it.
Mobile? Mobile?
A mobile? Yeah, it could be. And ours was peculiar. It was black and white. It looked like it was one of those things that had geometric shapes on it with the intention of making your eyes spin and becoming capable of seeing things properly. Are you familiar with those shapes?
Yeah.
I don't know why they would get us that, but I eventually found pieces of it and I saved one of my favorite shapes. But I don't know. The interesting thing is, Wander, the shape that I found that I kept, I believe looked like your old Wanderbot symbol.
Huh. Fun.
4 circles
Yeah.
with a circle.
That would explain why you like it so much.
Yes, it does. In any case, I did it! I really think I've managed to improve the key. Time to head back to Trap Hill and give this another shot. Now, is it mobile, or mobile?
It's one of the first two.
Mobile?
Mobile.
Yeah, okay, so my first hunch was correct.
Okay, so this should be the spot.
Oh yeah, I see it. Boy, we never would have found it if not for you.
Indeed, we're very lucky to have you with us, Tao. Oh, well, I just noticed that, like, half the books in our library have to do with maintenance. One of them had to do with architecture, so I had it set aside to help me learn technical terminology. So when you mentioned an entrance to the island, it got me thinking, and sure enough, I found the diagram. Huh. You know, Tao, your family may have been tasked with the maintenance of the island.
You mean Tao's ancestors might have been alchemists too?
Oh, I doubt that. We don't have any books about alchemy. That's Ryza's specialty, not mine.
Okay, well, here goes nothing.
Sticks it in. The monument just rockets off into space. Whoops!
There we go. So it's exposed the stairway? Of course.
Ah!
There it is. The entrance to the hidden interior of Kirkin Island. Now we'll get to see the true form of our homeland.
All right, everyone. Let's go.
Every time. Could have just blown up the monument, right? Pretty sure, yeah.
Ooh.
Wow, this is so amazing. All this is man-made. Everything on the island.
I don't believe it. This is beyond any ruins I've ever seen. And humans really built all this.
I know it's difficult to believe, but this is the power of the Clint Kingdom alchemy.
This is why it was so useful as an excavation area. Or evacuation area, sorry, not excavation. It looks like it could be excavated, but
Yeah.
as an evacuation area, even though it may have been built for another reason.
I don't know what that other reason might have been, but I bet it wasn't anything good.
So, this is the true nature of Kirkin Island. The place we've spent our entire lives.
Old priest pops up. We live on top of heresy! Looks like there's more to see down here. Let's keep going.
There you go. Breaking ancient priceless pottery.
It's okay, they respawned. Oh, lights are still on.
Yeah. I mean, they might have some kind of renewable energy at work.
How rad and also weird and freaky would it be if, like, this had been a plot point since the very beginning, that there, every once in a while, there are, like, creepy people that come out at night, and, like, you eventually find out that, like, this place is still inhabited by, like, a lot of people.
That's actually, so obviously the time machine. That's an example.
Yeah.
But then there was this, do you know that I believe it was one of the first live action Superman movies before even Christopher Reeves. It was a George Reeves movie. It was Superman and the Mole Men. And the whole premise was, yes, there was a race of mole people that lived underground. And I don't really believe they looked like moles. I think they were just shorter than normal humans, and they had bald heads and such. But they had these digging machines and whatnot, and I think they were starting to... I don't know if they were sabotaging things from Metropolis, or if they were stealing stuff or people, but Superman eventually has to sniff them out. And I forget if things came to a peaceful conclusion and they just descended back into their home, or if he actually did have to... Nah, he probably convinced them. I actually haven't seen the movie, even though my father has it on VHS. Ooh. Ooh.
I recognize this place. This room was labeled with the words core, important, and control. I was a lot happier about all this than I would have expected. Don't be too hard on him. All this time he's spent living in his books. All the time he's spent living in his books is paying off. Of course he's excited.
But what kind of room is this? It's filled with all kinds of complex devices.
I'm not sure, but if Tao is right, it could be the control center of the entire island. What do you think, Tao? Okay, so setting fire to boss's house and done. Yeah, this is more than just some ceremonial decoration. And, okay, I think I recognize this. It's Lumbar's house, setting fire to that.
Jeez, he's in his own little world right now. Tao! Hello?
So, if it isn't just for decoration, there must be some other device that... What is this? I knew it! This is like a kind of manual to get the island going.
Tao, hold on. What the heck is going on?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Looks like Empo was right about my family heritage. You mean about maintaining the island? My guess is that this is the island's control center, am I right? Yeah, all the rituals I've been reading about are actually meant to show how to control the island.
Everything down here is in much better shape than up above, but what's the point of all this?
Yeah, I can't help but wonder why they created this island in the first place.
Like, if you want to grow wheat, you just tell the island, like, grow wheat, or give us fish or whatever.
Come on, that's dumb. I assume it's dumb. Tao, is that dumb?
Give fish. Fish just starts pouring in an alarmed degree. Hold on. Let's see. Display. Next. Here we go. View more. I think this is the island status. Empo, could you look at this? I'm not sure I understand. Okay, let's take a look. So this is a map of the entire island, only highlighting the artificial segments. I think this represents the tidal current. But wait, that would mean the island is...
Hey, what are you two whispering about?
Ryza, we might be in trouble. In fact, it might already be too late.
Oh, so the tide and the dry season have already started? No one was...
Yeah.
Why do you look so pale? What's going on?
How can I explain? The short version is, we finally grasped the full picture.
Really? And it sounds like that's a bad thing.
It is indeed. We theorized that all these problems were caused by the change in tides, right? But the reason the tides changed is because the island itself is changing position. It's shifting. What? The island's moving? But that's impossible, isn't it? The island isn't actually connected to the land beneath. It's floating on the lake itself. And now? The power's about to run out. The island isn't just moving, it's sinking.
Oh, so that's what the tremors are?
Mm-hmm.
What? But we have to do something. Can't we do something?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's okay, Tao. Calm down. For now, we should head back to the atelier and collect our thoughts.
What? But
Big
they
emergency.
need to find some way to get energy. Dude, I bet they're gonna do... Look at that giant stone.
Hmm?
I bet they're going to have to collect a giant stone from the underworld. Maybe even from the Felucia Queen. And stick it back to save the island.
I can see that.
Or they have to try to convince everyone to leave the island.
That ain't happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we go over everything one more time?
Simply put, Kirkin Island has been floating on the lake, powered by alchemy, but the power is declining. The island has been shifting little by little, hence the change in the tides, and soon it'll sink completely.
But there has to be something we can do to stop it.
I believe there is. Okay, that's good. The solution is simple enough. We just have to replenish the alchemic power needed to keep it afloat.
Great. Then let's do that.
There's just one problem. I inspected the power source, and replicating it won't be easy. Alchemy is based on the Clint Kingdom, but much of their knowledge has been lost. For example, the knowledge needed to create a power source strong enough to move such large structures. Specifically, the materials. The best alchemist in the world can't synthesize without the right materials.
So then, we're stuck again.
Not necessarily.
Lila, please.
It would have occurred to them eventually, and I'd rather not waste any time. May I remind you how much time and energy the Clint Kingdom spent to open all those gateways?
Oh!
My home, the underworld, is where their alchemists obtained their most valuable resources.
But if we go rummaging around your world, that makes us no better than them.
That's not important right now. You should be thinking about how you can save your home.
Lila, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, it's swarming with Felucia, so we can't really do anything right now. But we'll keep it in mind.
Ryza, can I talk to you for a second? It's kind of important. There's something you should know about the power source. Can you meet me back in that bunker?
Sure, I guess so.
Why not just...
Why did we leave? I don't know.
Kirkin bunker.
So, what did you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, take a look at these 3 large pieces of equipment.
Okay, what about them?
Well, I took a closer look at them and I discovered that they're desalination devices. And that means...
Oh, right. Sorry, it's Claudia. But I know that they take out the salt water.
Oh, it means they take out the salt water from the lake and turn it into fresh water.
Fresh? Oh, you mean drinking water, basically.
Wow, really? I had no idea that was even possible. This is the original source of fresh water for the people who first lived here. Most likely it would have been pumped into the fountains at Trep Hill and in the Bowden district.
And have these broken down somehow? Is that why the fountains are all dried up?
Oh, my audio keeps cutting in and out. Just mine?
Or is it mine?
It's probably mine. The headset microphone is actually less sensitive than... I'll turn myself up a bit. I think it's worse with Empel because I gave him a low voice.
You do give him a low voice.
And the problem is my stream mic setup specifically cuts it out a little. It still makes it onto YouTube, no problem, but... Oh well, that should be slightly better. Okay, wonder you haven't been. It's fine for me? Okay, that's weird. Okay. So, did you already read that?
Yep.
Yeah, a long time ago, from the look of it, we could fix them, but they won't work without a new power source. Okay. Well, then we're screwed. We have no idea how to get a new power source, right?
No, that's not exactly true. We do have some small hope.
Exactly. That's why I wanted you guys to see this. Oh. With the way things are right now?
I know we're facing a lot of problems. Finding a power source, fixing the gates, the Felucia. But we understand the world around us now. Now that we know, maybe we can find a way to fix it. You're right. I think that does give us hope.
If that's the light at the end of our tunnel, it's pretty damn faint. But at least we have a goal now.
Right. And even if we can only reach it little by little, we need to do everything in our power to get there.
I should tell Boss about this too. He deserves to know. Kylan's actually a giant Voltron robot. Mecha fight against giant Felucia boss would be so cool. Yeah. It would be pretty damn cool. I miss Chroma Squad.
Well, it would almost... That would almost sound like Xenoblade.
Or Xenoblade. I am really looking forward to the Xenoblade 1 remake.
Mm-hmm. Is it a remake or just a remaster?
It's sort of a remaster. They're definitely redoing some of the graphics. They have to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to look as good as it could, which is a bit of a shame. Because, like, Xenoblade 2 looked pretty nice most of the time. But, oh well.
You have to read.
Yeah, sorry. Just...
You're scorching
itchy.
your armpit.
Yeah. Down to the north, and now this artificial island business. I have to say, it all sounds kind of...
Don't tell me you don't believe us.
Huh? After visiting the underworld, I guess I have to. So, what's your plan for dealing with the water supply?
We don't have any leads on a power source. Oh, except Lila did mention her world, but I'd at least like to repair that equipment for now.
I'm researching that right now, but there's so many books to go through, it might take a while. Well, hurry. My family of thieves don't deserve the power we have. If I could, I'd destroy the orb right now.
Boss, I know how you must feel. You see your ancestors as thieves, but they also did us a favor.
What?
They had no reason to go to the tower, and entered the Devil's Field out of desire to explore. And in that deserted tower, they found an orb that could save the entire village. It also alerted us to the danger the village would one day face. These are two undeniable facts.
I guess you're right. Okay, but let's not forget that they used that orb to start pushing everyone else around.
Stop bringing that up. Anyway, boss, you pride yourself on the Brunin family's bravery, and you should.
I like how she's supposed to have her hands on her hips, but she's
hovering off
she's
to the
hover
sides.
fisting, so she looks like she's just like putting her arms up to like look more intimidating instead.
I think it's because they knew her vest would be there, but the vest is still too far away from her hips.
Yeah, it just amuses me. Fine, whatever. Just do something about this soon, okay? So are you finally back on friendly terms with the Brunin boy? You're asking if we went to see him, yeah? I wouldn't exactly describe it as friendly, though.
I'm glad to hear that.
Hey, weren't you listening? I said...
Let it go, Lend. Claudia can see right through you. But boss was right. We have to hurry.
Yeah, the drought is on its way.
We're keeping an eye on the gate. Once the equipment is repaired, we should visit the sanctuary again.
I agree. We're in a race against time.
Well, that's a race we're gonna win. I promise. Is that Lent? Is he headed off somewhere by himself? Oh well. I don't want to be nosy or anything, but my alchemist intuition tells me something's up.
Just walks outside and Boss and Lantern just making out. Oh.
Why is he coming all the way out here by himself? I doubt there are any monsters around, but still.
Oh, so they're probably training.
Oh, he's training Boss.
Mm-hmm.
Battle? Could it be a Felucia?
Come on, Boss. If I can start at any second, you can't just say, wait, I'm not ready. And I said nothing of the sort.
Lent and Boss? What are they doing?
I know I asked you to help me train. You sure you have time? You have a lot on your plate? I'm not doing this for you. I'm committed to honing my own skill with the blade. I can't do alchemy like Ryza, and I can't fix things like Tao. I definitely can't support people emotionally like Claudia. All I can do is train and be ready to fight. Huh. I don't need to hear your confession. All I need is to get better. Right. I'd rather train with someone closer to my level. What happened to Lumbar? Wasn't he your training partner? He's not cut out for fighting. I always pretended I didn't notice, so I could convince myself I was strong. But I'm done dragging him into my messes. I need to get stronger so I can go and see Kilo again. Your reasons are foolish, but I have to admit, you're brave for wanting to go back there. You went to that tower, right? Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell the villagers? That definitely put them to shame. True, that was my goal once. But when I reached the top of the tower, I didn't care about that anymore. For me, adventures are about the challenge and excitement. I need other people's approval. Huh. Now you're the one sounding all high and mighty. You'll understand once you go on a real adventure of your own. Whoop!
Whoop.
I'd say you have to beat me first, but that'll never happen. So for now, just try and get close. Keep talking, but just watch. I'm gonna surpass you. And then I'll be saying that to you. That condescending tone reminds me of when Agatha and your dad yelled at you. Barely remember what you're talking about. It happened so long ago. Sure, whatever you say.
You two. Maybe I shouldn't have been eavesdropping, but...
Boss just comes out without an arm. You cheated. Help.
Don't worry, I can make you a new one.
Oh! And I can make it better. She just absolutely just does not make the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on synthesizing and wait for 3 days. Well, shoot. Item rebuild. What do I need to do to make this backpack let me fly? Movement up. Quality.
Ooh.
Wind Rider.
You know, that reminds me of the beginning of Quest for Camelot.
Shit.
Hmm?
That's fine.
But do you remember how Ruber had that peculiar toxin or alchemical juice that he dropped into the well?
Yeah.
And he had his minions synthesize. Well, they combined with weapons to become those armored beasts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember that actually fairly often.
What do you mean by fairly
For
often?
whatever reason, that movie has been permanently, like, seared into my brain.
I mean, it was one of those movies I went to in theaters, and I absolutely
I
loved
don't
it.
remember the villain. I remember the dragon.
The two-headed dragon, you mean?
Yeah. I remember the protagonist. I remember that freaking axe chicken.
Oh, him. Yeah, the odd comic relief villain.
Honey magnet. Pressure magnet. Okay.
don't know. I enjoyed how they mixed Arthurian legend in and came up with their own unique characters that, I don't know, I really liked Kayleen, Garrett, and Aiden. Now, was it Phil and Cornwall? Were those the dragons?
I do not remember.
But the interesting thing about Excalibur and that wasn't it supposed to grant a wish almost?
Probably?
Or, no. Near the end, it had sent out some wave that made things as they were supposed to be. So the dragons actually were separated, but they decided that they wanted to still be two-headed as opposed to their own entities. Well, there are their own entities, but, you know, being tied to one another.
There we go. That's some top-tier golden mail.
But I'm just reminded how Ruber so desperately wanted to claim Excalibur and be king. That at one point when he does get his hands on it, he fuses it with himself.
I mean, maybe he just didn't want to drop it. Maybe the guy just was super klutz conscious.
You know, they never did explain how he got that liquid. Where it was from.
Yeah, they really didn't. It just kind of was there. Oh, wait, hold up.
In my headcanon, I'll just tell myself that maybe he had gotten Morgana to brew it up for him.
In my headcanon, I was just the DM.
What?
Gave him dumb shit for no good reason because I was like, man, duct tape orbs.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are great. And everybody's like, yeah, these are pretty cool. Oh. Man, I miss DMing.
We'll find people to play with someday.
Someday.
It's a big commitment.
It really is. Okay.
I just like how I nullified the dark magic in those crystals with the wasn't it the normal orb?
Yeah.
That's what it was referred to as, but
yep.
Return the crystals back to their normal state. That was awesome.
Okay. I'm going to make a whole bunch of these. Let's see. I have no idea how long we're supposed to spend on this. But I guess I do need to level up my alchemy skills. Max this gold armor out. I'm not actually sure if this is really that good. Let's see. I guess we can get rid of the old, not so good spirit bottle. This one. Is this maxed out? I think this is maxed out. This is maxed out. Rarest. Oh, rarest is just cash. We'll just do quality plus. And now we have really good golden mail.
Golden mail.
Let's see. Fairy cloak. What can I upgrade this into? Where the heck? Oh boy, it wants to go all the way over here. I guess I can do that. Oh, I haven't done... anything with my plants outside, have I?
Oh, you mean you haven't harvested them?
Yeah, I haven't even looked. Let's see. I guess I've been kind of lazy bad about that. 5? No. What?
I have spied the cashews.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Lego my cashew.
I desireth
You don't.
cashews.
You fool. You know not what you wrought. You get stuck in your teeth. As cashews do.
Ah, but they shall fill my belly. Yum yum. Oh. The darkness dress.
Yep, it is the darkness dress. Fortunately, I gotta figure out where the trait slots are. Oh, I need alchemy paint. I guess I should probably stop putting that off. Alchemy paint. There it is. Oh, right. But to make this, I need mixing oil. I think I just need mixing oil. Okay, to make mixing oil, need natural oil. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that much to make this work.
And what are we making in particular? And why?
I need alchemy. Let's see. I need alchemy paint to make the darkness dress. Otherwise, it's not going to be as good as it could be. And that's going to bother me.
Why do you need to make the darkness dress? Is it just better equipment?
We're supposed to be killing time here. Doing alchemy for 3 days.
Oh, they gave us another time limit?
Yeah.
Well, not a limit so much as a... what
Just
would we
kill
get-
time doing random garbage. Let's see. And so I figured this would be a good opportunity for me to unlock a bunch of recipes, even if I don't care about them as much. And clear out some of my materials, as I'm starting to actually stack up quite a lot.
I am baffled at just how many ingredients they made and how many combinations of said ingredients.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point of this game, though. It's supposed to be alchemy. Because, I don't know. Let's see. I mean, imagine if you only had, like, a handful of ingredients. People would probably just kind of check out. Be like, yeah, this is kind of flat. I know that's usually where I end up. I'm just like, oh, this is kind of some neat mechanics. Why didn't they develop this further?
I shouldn't have too much more.
It would be nice, though, if there was just a, if you could just say, like...
Quick make system. Use
Yeah.
the best materials.
Pretty much. Oh, no, there is absolutely a quick make. That exists. Let's see. Heated bangle, which is that? Oh, it's this one over here. Okay. I guess I just wish there was
People are asking whether or not you would post your bottle world codes. We don't really use the bottle world. The bottle worlds, do we?
Yeah, I actually... So, we'd gone in a couple of times, but the problem was, every time I go in, I'd only be able to wander around, like, a third the area
Well, now you have the hammer that explodes, and you have boots. So that should help. Because the one world that you created, we just couldn't destroy those rocks.
Yeah, and so now? Yeah, we could go back. We could actually start going back and doing some Bottle World stuff. That wouldn't be a terrible idea as part of the 3 days. I just wanted to unlock as many of these as possible, because by unlocking them, my alchemy level goes up considerably faster. Okay, recipe over here. At some point I'll run out of materials. Kind of hoping... Well, I mean, no matter what, we can finish the game at this point. But yeah, I'm just going to unlock these. Let's see, do you want to get the skill on your boots, maybe? That's actually my goal here in kind of a roundabout manner. So the problem is, my backpack is very high level, and so I'd have to try and make a new one, which might not work. Let's see. So what I'm doing instead is just trying to raise my alchemy level to the point where I can just unlock that skill with upgrades. I don't know. That should make sense. It's just gonna take forever. Let's see. Do I not have best quality here? Well, I guess it gets Super Rainbow instead. Because, yeah, a lot of these high-end recipes are worth a fair bit of EXP, so I'm leveling up kind of fast. Ooh. A new recipe we can make, apparently. Oh. Go. I guess that was it. Maybe. Ryza, I figured it out.
Huh? Figured out what?
I figured out what we need to fix the desalination equipment.
Really? Well, don't just stand there. Show me. What a strange shape. And it looks like we need more than one of them.
Gears. Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
They're supposed to all lock together. Once there's enough power, it should start right back up.
I don't really get how it works, but if I make them for you, that should do it, right?
Yeah. The only problem is the materials. This isn't your normal run-of-the-mill type of job. The machinery is pretty big, so they have to be really sturdy. Obviously, I don't know the first thing about synthesis, so I'd like you to pick up the materials yourself. Do you think you can handle this?
Of course. I know what I need to make, so I'm sure I can figure it out. Time to go gathering. I'll start making the preparations. I'll let Lent know what's going on too. Looks like everything is falling into place.
Indeed, they've all become quite dependable, but I'm sad I have nothing left to teach them. Ryza, once the synthesis is done, bring them to me in the bunker. I'll need 3 in total. House note, super steel gear.
The hilarious thing is they're probably going to complete this. And unless everything is attacked by Felucia, everyone on the island could be blissfully ignorant of the fact that their kid saved them with their bizarre hobbies and pastimes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, this game is going to end, and the mother's going to be like, "Why didn't you come back to help on the farm? It's about time for the Kirkin harvest, and also the wheat. Ryza, why are you such a terrible daughter? I just want you to help. Be a good girl."
Wasn't for me, all your fields would be underwater.
That's nonsense. There's no such thing as the island sinking. That's just a myth Tao came up with, so he didn't have to go back and get a real job. Why can't he be more like Len's, all big and muscly? What did this do? As good as a high defender. What do you think about saving someone with gaming or art?
Well, we know it happens.
Yeah, so...
There are plenty of games that serve as a kind of solace or an inspiration or a...
Yeah.
Or something that's enjoyable.
I mean, straight up gaming...
To come back to.
Gaming made my life go from grunt work at a game studio forever to, hey, I actually get to kind of do something external and flexible, and I actually get paid well enough to have a house as opposed to a crappy apartment forever. And I can tell you, I have gotten tons of messages from people saying that, like, hey, yeah, I help. So sure, it might not be the most, like, revolutionary change the world kind of thing. Oh, that's really cute.
Oh, more plushies. So that's Kilo and Lila and a random chick.
Cheap.
Cheap.
So, like, I think if somebody said, like, well, and even beyond that, like, my buddies over at Stumped right now have raised $22,000, I think, specifically.
Yep, we'll be donating it to a rainforest preservation charity.
I mean, like, saving people physically, not emotionally or mentally. I mean, I don't live in a fantasy world, so...
Well... We haven't gotten data on it, but imagine if so many more people became fitter because of things like Ring Fit.
Dude, Ring Fit is great.
Now that's an instance where something could save a life. You wouldn't see it immediately. It would have to be after months and months of use. But encouraging and maintaining a healthier lifestyle and a modicum of exercise, I mean, I think it'll be beneficial in the long run.
I mean, there's a reason why it more or less landed on my top games of this year list. 26,000 at this point. Good for them. Hopefully they'll beat their value from last year.
Now, how could art save someone?
I mean...
Oddly enough, the most immediate example that comes to mind is signage.
Yeah.
Signage is a piece of art, in quotation marks, because it's not really that saves people. Quite often, actually. It's a little reminder. Say, hey, people walk here, or this is a school zone. Caution, falling rocks. Not that that really helps. Icy bridges. People are bringing up Wander Song. That was a good game.
That was a fantastic game.
That really brightened up our mood in dark times.
Yep. I made a shit ton of super steel gears. Will I ever use them ever again? No. If we need to make some clockwork junk. Oh boy.
Did Tao single-handedly invent technology for the island?
Well, he didn't invent.
He didn't invent it, but he revived it.
Yeah.
Because, for all we know, they're still stuck back in the Dark Ages when it comes to processing things.
I'd say Middle Ages. Dark Ages is very much like bubonic. Let's see. Well,
Wait a minute. That... so she actually made a pile of components.
she
that doesn't
made
look
a
like
pile
3
of random
years.
junk.
All done. These should be more than strong enough for Tao.
Now I have to take them to the bunker.
To bunk. Sup, bunk. Whoops. Eh.
So he hopes the ceiling doesn't cave in. Yep.
I was kind of hoping there would be something like big and sinister down here that like threw the whole plot out of whack.
I noticed that there are areas that go all the way back, and I thought I saw a monster. Or something in the distance. Can you look back there for a moment? Back? Other way.
This way?
Yeah, go to the edge. No, back. Right.
Oh, you mean you want me to look
Straight.
down?
No, look up and across.
Rubble.
No, to the right. No, to the left.
That's rubble.
Just more rubble? Okay.
Yeah, it's all rubble.
Just seeing those out of the corner of my eye looked like something was lurking back there.
Like, I want to say... was it Breath of Fire 2? Did that? Where, like, at the very end of the game you realize that, like, the final dungeon is more or less right underneath your town? I think? Like, the starting town? And there's, like, dragon people living down there and a bunch of other stuff. I could be wrong, though. It's been a long time. Why is it default to no? What would I even use this for? Thanks, Ryza. Now all we have to do is install them.
Great. Let us know how we can help.
Yeah. I'm only really good for physical labor, but I'll do what I can.
I don't know how I can help, but if you tell me what to do, I'll do it.
I think this should work. And what happens if it doesn't?
Then I'll just have to make them again. Don't worry, Ryza. You did everything right. I can tell.
Thanks, Claudia.
Okay, let's test it out. If I do it really quick, it shouldn't drain too much power from the island. Is that it?
What do you think, Tao?
Complete success! It functioned exactly as expected. All we need now is a fresh power source, and we can start it back up again and get it working for good. Hot damn.
You did it, Ryza.
Yeah, I guess I did.
I wasn't totally sure, but...
Wait, what do you mean you weren't totally sure?
Well, this is ancient alchemy, right? Everything is here super advanced and complex.
And you just keep blindly making compatible ingredients, which is incredible. Obscene. Unbelievable.
But I did it. Of course. I knew you could.
Thank you. But now that the repairs are done, we need to deal with the bigger problem.
Indeed, the power source. To start with, you, I, and Tao will review the entire system.
Right. First, we have to understand what exactly we need. But we're so short on time. I'm kind of anxious. They look sort of like fairy stones, but actually they're completely different. That's all I can really tell.
It's okay, you're a talented alchemist, but this isn't your area of expertise. Don't be too harsh on yourself. As you learn, you'll be able to use your instinct to grasp more details. That'll prove useful in the underworld.
What is up with
I
you?
shifted and the cream soda is coming back. It's trying to escape.
You mean you're burping up a storm?
Yep. Please don't punch me in the stomach. It hurts
I
so
wasn't
much.
punching you.
No, please do not touch my
I was
belly.
just tapping your belly.
And you know what? I've been doing nothing but planking and, like, ab-related exercises, and it hurts. So if I say don't do it, please don't do it.
I won't.
I won't.
As you learn, you'll be able to use your instinct to grasp more details. That'll prove useful in the underworld.
Another major problem is, what are the Felucia up to? If another scout shows up, that could spell trouble. Then we need to get to work. Every step forward is another step closer to finishing this.
I still feel like it would be kind of cool if you could actually, like, piece all this stuff together. Like...
Ooh, this is interesting music.
It is interesting music. But I was gonna say, like, you know how the Clint Kingdom people were able to make, like, a dragon summoning device and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it would be really cool if the Felucia were actually, like, a constant threat, but you could slowly deal with it by making, like, dragon summoners and stuff to, like, fuddle them up and stuff.
So you want a tower defense game?
I don't want to wait around the Atelier for another 3 days. Why?
What? We can't sit and wait around. I found another gathering bottle. I guess that means I can create another world?
I must say, I'm quite surprised you managed to find another one.
I guess I'm just that lucky.
Your luck wouldn't explain it, but it's yours now, so you should put it to good use.
Right. What kind of world should I make now?
Like, I don't need it to be a tower defense. I just want to, like, open this map up, go to, like, Traveler's Road, and see, like, places where I can build various, like, alchemical artifacts that will help in some way. Either, like, a drop rate booster, or, like, stops the Felucia from progressing as much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I make this? No, we still don't have the mushroom junk. What's this? Mystic rope? Oh. Make the Delphi rose incense first. I think I can make. To astronomical clock. I guess we can make it. Do we want to make that? Gotta see if there's anything else that I can specifically craft here. I'm actually running out of things to craft. Well, making it. I guess we can get more of these anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So is this thing down here? I have so many of these things. It's fuel. More fuel. One kind of tacky thing that you can do here is you can jam more paper in.
Yeah.
So even if it's not... Okay. I'm gonna need to dupe some more paper. So even if it's not like, ooh, I should probably dupe some more of those. Yeah! I hate this. Because I need to go back and make... Where are these things? These things. I need more of these.
Oh, are they a rainbow stone? Or
They're called Arcan-Shields.
Arcan-Seal?
I don't know.
Arcan-Ciel.
Yeah. Whatever it is, we need a lot of those. Maybe. Or maybe we don't. But
well,
I was going to use up both.
Doesn't that just mean rainbow?
I think so.
Isn't it just the arc in the sky?
Oh, you know, that makes sense. Okay. Here we go. But yeah, making that thing would have used up all of my remaining Arcan Schmarkles. And I didn't want that. But yeah, so, for example, see fuel, it only takes 3 fire things to complete that loop.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can just go down to this. Oops. I guess I didn't really want to do that, because that didn't work. Notice how the base quality is 337?
Yeah.
I can go back to this, and just jam so much paper in. that the quality goes up considerably for some reason. It's cheating.
Ultimately, what are you trying to make with this?
I have no idea. Astronomical clock?
Hmm?
That's...
Uh?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to make. It might be a use item. It might be a something else.
We have insufficient materials for whatever that
Yeah, this requires a dragon's eye.
dragon's
I haven't found a
eye.
place to actually kill more dragons.
The full-fledged dragons, you mean? Hmm.
Yeah. That was good enough. Whatever the heck this is. It looks like it's... Oh.
Oh, what does it do?
It's a use
Dimensional
item.
slice. Near future, all stats up.
Let's see, if I upgraded my wind shoes yet? Nope. Secret rainbow. Oh, I just made a stupid amount of these. Because, so, interesting thing about the paper, for every paper I put in, it increases the end result by 1. Notice how it says synth quantity plus 1?
Mm-hmm.
So, now we just have a shit ton of clocks sitting around for some reason.
Now, that harkens back to, there are a number of movies I've seen where there is the clockmaker. And they just have a shop entirely full of clocks. Be the timekeeper.
I think that sort of thing was really important back in the day.
Well, it's also very labor-intensive work. And you have to be very meticulous about how you prepare all the tiny little moving parts. That, and aside from the mechanism, there was also the carving and the tooling of the clock itself. Especially with cuckoo clocks and clocks that had moving parts. You know how there are those beautiful clocks that have the sundial and everything moving around in a circle, and it can keep track of moon phases and just, you know what I'm getting at? Have you ever seen one of those grandfather clocks?
Yeah.
Those are interesting. So nowadays, people have digital clocks. You don't really have to have something with the tick, tick, tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick.
I feel like at some point I would hope society kind of goes back to stuff like that. Just as something interesting to do. Like, there's kind of...
One of our technology projects back in middle school was to craft a clock.
Really?
That was one of the basic things we learned.
That's neat.
Granted, we only made our clocks out of 3 pieces of wood, and I didn't want to do what all the other kids were doing. I wanted it to be a base with a tower rather than the top and the bottom on it. My teacher actually deducted points because I didn't want to paint it the same way either. I wanted it to be black with the frontward facing wood stained in like a dark cherry color. And she deducted points because to her, because it lacked the top and because it had a different paint scheme, she was just like, oh, it's too bizarre.
I find a lot of teachers are just like... They're so boneheaded about like almost paint by numbers testing and whatnot that becomes the only way that you can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've heard me talk about the
4s.
Yeah, the freaking that teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to make something that looked modern. And my parents, they used that clock for years. I think it was pretty much when I got into college that they then took it off the mantle and put it in my room.
Concert mistress. That's just a weird name. But no, what I was trying to
For a
say
flute?
earlier is like, as humanity gets like, I'm gonna say more successful about automation and whatnot, assuming that we don't like wreck ourselves first, and society like truly crumbles back in the dark ages because of apocalyptic issue.
I think about that at times. You know how there's all this media about zombie apocalypses? And what would happen if all of our infrastructure and if society itself collapsed? And if you didn't have something purifying the water, providing electricity and sewers, and do you know what I'm getting at?
Mm-hmm.
No internet, obviously, and no television. People would have to almost reverse engineer a number of things, and at least until they find people that can man the facilities again. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because how many of us would have basic survival knowledge, much less actually be able to say, you know how there are instances where there's a car on the side of the road and they have to try to jump it or something?
Yeah.
I don't know how to ignite a car without keys or something. Then again, that's the kind of thing you would look up if you were wanting to steal a car. So that might not be something people want to do. But if you think about it, in the event that there was an apocalypse, yeah, a lot of pastimes and hobbies would actually be quite useful again.
Mm-hmm. I think about that sometimes, specifically of like, yeah, if in the off chance that something did happen, currently I'd be pretty useless. I'd be maybe okay as an organizer, just because I have enough like base leadership and people skills that I could probably just talk people,
You know,
not necessarily into doing what I wanted, but being like, yeah, I'd be good at coordination.
I think that's why people liked television shows, the reality TV shows like Survivor. In a way, it was an opportunity for them to see what people would do if they were stranded on an island. Granted, I'm pretty sure in those situations, they actually had medical staff and
Oh, absolutely.
emergency food and water on hand in case people really were incapable of saving themselves. But
I went through this entire thing
and
a long time ago to make Alchemy Paint.
actually, do you know what's another interesting thing?
Yeah?
Outside of farms, how much edible stuff would we be able to find around here? There's definitely all those very, very sour mulberry, well, not mulberries, blackberries.
I would posit we'd probably be in trouble.
When we were out in that forest, there were tons of mushrooms, but we didn't know what they were. It might be useful to learn what mushrooms are edible, but even then I wouldn't ever pick and try any. But
I think it would be a fun thought experiment to kind of like figure these things out. I just less fun thinking about like, oh, I might actually need this someday. Ugh.